What is up? Happy Thursday. Welcome back to another trade recap. I am up $2,600 on the day. I want to show you guys the trade that I ended up taking. Took one setup on ES. It was a long at 948 area. Let me turn this off and kind of run you guys through my bias for the day. So going into the market today, I had a pretty loose bias. I'll actually replay price action and show you kind of the morning here. So going into open, I was expecting to most likely see a follow through back down on the bigger time frame. From yesterday, we had big pumps, so this is also a reason why I was patient in the morning. Almost 100 points on ES and 480 points on NQ from yesterday's lows. Yeah, 480. So a lot of the time when we see a big move like that going into the open of the next day, I want to be a little bit more patient. So when market ended up opening, there was also a possible short setup here in the morning because we did put in an SMT here pre-market, and then at open we ended up selling off. So open ends up selling off. There really wasn't anything here that I wanted to see, but I did want to see the drawn liquidity be the new day opening gap. So from yesterday's close to today's open, we ended up gapping up, creating this gap, and I wanted to see price rebalance back to it. Also, these two lines that I have here is the weekly opening gap. So we ended up coming back to the low of the weekly opening gap as well as the new day opening gap. So at this point in time, I'm looking to see if we can possibly bottom out and I can take a long to reverse towards the internal high. And now keep in mind, when I take a long in this situation, I'm not targeting like all the way back to these highs, or like I'm targeting all the way back to new highs. And that's what I see a lot of traders like fail, and the reason why they get stopped out is because they look for a change in the state on like a 30-minute or a 1-minute, and they target highs that were never validated because there's no bigger time frame change. So right now, what I was doing is I was looking at the 30-second, just kind of watching price action, seeing if we could maybe get a reverse. So we had one last move lower, and then we finally ended up having a 30-second change in the state. So what ended up happening here is we're running through this 30-second fair value gap as well as having a 30-minute change in the state. We are displacing out of the daily opening gap and the weekly low opening gap. So this was enough for me to just, again, take low-hanging fruit, target the internal high. Stop was at these lows internally at the imbalance low, and literally just targeting the internal high. And that's pretty much it. Put on a small risk, not really too heavy. Ended up being a $2,600 trade. But that's really it. Like, this is going to be a short video. Catch low-hanging fruit, guys. You're going to be so much more consistent. And what the problem was is I saw a lot of people taking this trade and then targeting all the way back to here. If you find yourself entering trades and finding yourself like deep in profit, but then it ends up stopping you out, it's a lot of times because you're approaching the setup or approaching the idea or bias of the trade in the wrong way, right? The reason why I take partials at this internal high and I don't let runners go is because there's no validation for me to leave a runner, right? There's no 5-minute change in the state. When I look at the bigger time frame, this is just a series of down close candles. So what are we doing? We're just rebalancing to the 5-minute fair value gap, which is confidence for me to target the internal high. Because what's the 4 reasons why markets move? Hunt liquidity, rebalance to inefficiencies is the first 2. So I'm hunting liquidity internally and we're rebalancing to an inefficiency. So for me to target higher, there's no validation for it. And that's why if we look at price action right now, we reject that imbalance and then we immediately then sell back off, right? So I'm just targeting the internal high. That's all I wanted to see. That's what the model showed me. I'm not targeting any more than that. 10 points a day keeps the doctor away. That's really all that I need. So I'm overall happy with the day. It's been a great week so far. I think I'm up around 8K on the week. We'll see what Friday ends up bringing. I believe we have NFP tomorrow. But overall, very, very solid day. Let me pull up. I'll show you guys this broker as well so you guys can see. It's a live account. I'll blur out the account balance and the number and post editing. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe. Again, traded this on live this morning in the mentorship group. If you guys want to watch me trade live, I'll leave a link in the description so you guys can join the mentorship, get access to all the course curriculum as well. So if you guys liked, again, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Also, let me know what videos you guys want to see from me going forward. I feel like my content has been a little bit stale. So let me know what you guys want to see more of. Trade recaps, specific strategy in-depth videos. Like, what do you guys enjoy seeing from me? So overall, enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.